Good morning, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about subtracting mixed numbers today. So we've talked about adding them, then we talked about subtracting fractions. So we're going to be using the same rules as before. We're just dealing with some mixed numbers instead of just normal fractions. So you want to make sure your fractional parts have common denominators. You're going to subtract the numerators, keep the denominator the same, just like before with subtracting fractions. And you're going to simplify and write as a mixed number. Okay. So if there is still a whole number part and a fraction part, you want to keep that as a mixed number, not as an improper fraction. Okay. All right, so here is an example. 2 and 5/9 minus 1 and 1/3. Again, I think it's a good idea to estimate to make sure you're getting a reasonable answer. So 2 and 5/9, if I want to round that off, 5/9 is more than half, so I'm going to round that up to 3. 1/3 is less than half, so I'm going to round that down to 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. I should get something close to 2. Okay, so if I try it, okay, if I try this, I'm going to, again, just like before, have things lined up. So I have the whole numbers here, fractions here. I'm going to subtract, but I can't subtract these fractions yet because I do not have common denominators. So here's a 9, here's a 3. My lowest common denominator, I noticed that 3 goes into 9. So 9 is going to be my lowest common denominator here. So I don't need to rewrite this one. I already have the denominator I want. I just need to rewrite this one. So I'm taking 1/3. I wanted something over 9. So to get from 3 to 9, I have to multiply by 3, which means I multiply the 1 by 3 also. So 1/3 is the same as 3 out of 9, 3/9. Okay, so I just rewrote that so I could have a common denominator. Now I can subtract. 5/9 minus 3/9 is 2/9, just subtracting the numerators. And then I can go on to the whole number part. I got 2 minus 1 is 1. So my answer is 1 and 2/9. Okay. All right, let's try another one. 4/7 is more than half. So this is close to 13. 2/5 is less than half. So this is close to 6. My answer should be close to 7. Let's see if it is. Okay, so 12 and 4/7. I want to rewrite that 4/7 because I noticed these do not have common denominators. So if you think about 7 and 35, the lowest common denominator they're going to have, it might take a little bit to come up with this, is 35. So if you just count by sevens, the first one you get to, that's also a multiple of 5, is 35. You can use those LCM skills that we developed a couple units ago. All right, so 7 times 5 gives me 35. I got to multiply the top by 5 also, and I get 20. So I rewrite this 4/7 as 20 35ths. Okay. For 2/5, I also want the denominator to be 35, which means here I'm multiplying by 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. So I got 6 and 14 35ths. All right, now I'm just going to subtract them. 20 35ths minus 14 35ths. 20 minus 14 is 6 over 35. Okay, if I think about reducing this, 6 does not go into 35. Nothing that goes into 6 also goes into 35. 2 goes into 6, but this is not divisible by 2. So does 3, but this is not divisible by 3. Just using those divisibility tricks I learned before. So this cannot be reduced. This stays 6/25. For the whole number part, I got 12 minus 6 is 6. So 6 and 6/35, which is pretty close to 7. Okay, let's look at another one. 17 and 5/6. 5 is most of 6. So this is more than half, so that's close to 18. 1/4 is less than half, so that's close to 4. 18 minus 4 is 14. So I should get something close to 14. Okay, if I think about my denominators, I have a 6 and a 4. Okay, 4 doesn't go into 6. 4 does go into 12. So I'm going to write this as something over 12. Okay, So to get to 12, I have to multiply 6 by 2. If I multiply 5 by 2, I get 10. Okay, so I can write that as 17 and 10 twelfths. Okay, for the next one, I got 1/4. Again, I want to make this sum out of 12. From 4 to 12, I got to multiply by 3. 1 times 3 is 3. All right, so if I subtract these, 10 twelfths minus 3 twelfths is 7 twelfths. 17 minus 4 is 13. So I get 13 and 7 twelfths, which is close to 14. Okay, let's try another one here. All right, so if I estimate 11 fifteenths is more than half, so that's close to 10. 3/5 is more than half, that's close to 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay. If I look at my denominators here, I got a 15 and a 5. The lowest common denominator there would be 15. So I can keep that 15 since 5 goes into 15. And just rewrite the bottom one as something out of 15. So to get from 5 to 15, I'm multiplying by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, now if I subtract 11 fifteenths minus 9 fifteenths is 2 fifteenths. 9 minus 2 is 7. So I get 7 and 2 fifteenths, which is very close to 7. Apologies, that is my ringtone. All right, so that is it for now. So we're going to talk about borrowing in our next video, but I wanted to stop this one here to give you a chance to practice some ones that don't have borrowing. Okay, so I will see you in the next video.